Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Magically Cruising, the cruise podcast where we share our personal cruise tips and reviews to help you make the most out of your next sailing. My name's Kieran. I'm an independent travel agent specializing in all things cruise, Disney, and North America. And I'm joined by my fellow co-host.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I write about cruise, and you can find us on Cruising with Kids and over on TikTok.
Today, Sarah, I am at sea. I'm currently just on the outsides of the Bay of Biscay, which has been very kind to us at the moment, sailing back to Southampton. We've had, I think, 8 days. I think this is day 8. On board Majestic Princess. So we've been talking about this cruise for a while now, which I've been looking forward to getting on board and seeing what Princess has to offer, because it's been a while since I've been on board Princess.
And how's it gone? I can't believe you've been away for 8 days. It doesn't feel that long.
It has flown. It's been an interesting one. I do like Princess. I want to preface this by saying I do like Princess. I think what this cruise has done is reinforced for me, however, the type of cruising that I personally prefer. And I think one thing I will say for anybody who's not sailed with Princess, because we talk a lot about Virgin, Royal Caribbean, and Celebrity on the podcast, we don't really talk a lot about Princess. Princess is a very relaxed premium cruise line, but it's still got its foot very firmly in that cruise tradition. So obviously there's the hallmark of like the love boat and all that type of stuff. And you've got a lot of like the captain's table, the cruise director, they kind of have the sail away party, and it's very kind of traditional cruise. There's a lot of kind of, I don't want to say old-fashioned is the wrong word, but if you're a big fan of like that cruise tradition, pomp and pageantry of kind of being at sea, then Princess do that incredibly well. I think I don't like that anymore. I think now that I've cruised as much as I have, I've now come to realize that I definitely prefer kind of the more funner, more contemporary style ships like, Celebrity, Royal, and Virgin. I think that's kind of what I've come to, which is probably why this podcast favors those brands more than others. But that was why I wanted to do this cruise, was because I wanted to get back on board Princess to kind of refresh myself of what it feels like to be on board, so that I can tell people better what life is like on board a Princess ship. So I just want to preface this before any Princess fans come out of the woodwork and start attacking me. But so I saying I don't like Princess. I do like Princess. I just personally prefer other products. And that's why we love cruise, because there's a cruise line for everyone. That's what I want to get that out before we start getting into this episode.
Well, I mean, this goes back to the conversation I had with my aunt a couple of weeks ago, which is that she Princess, P&O and Ambassador, and they are her cruise lines. And she was horrified that I love Royal Caribbean, and also that I love having families around me. And she just could not get her head round the fact that I would go on a ship that there could be kids. So we're just poles apart in our cruise taste, and that's the wonderful thing about the industry, is there's something for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's what this has reinforced to me. And I do feel to some extent like Princess is between the two worlds. I feel like Princess is trying to modernize and move into that kind of contemporary cruising style, but is afraid to move too fast into it, because they've got a lot of those customers who've been sailing. Like, we were at this Captain Circle dinner or cocktail party yesterday, and there were 3 of the most sailed people on board the ship at the moment have done over 1,500 nights each as a couple. So, these are people who've sailed for a long time with Princess. They love Princess, and they love what Princess has to offer. But I feel like Princess also wants the market that the other cruise lines are catering to, like Celebrity, Royal, and Virgin, so much. And they're trying to modernize a little bit. And I feel like, it's almost a little bit at polar odds with each other of kind of what that has to offer. But for some reason, that's why people love it, because it offers that traditional cruise bubble with a few modern flares to it, type of thing, like the OceanNow technology, which, speaking of which, we were going to do a bit of a test, weren't we? So
Yes.
I'm actually going to order on OceanNow. So for those people that don't know, Princess have the medallion. We can talk about the medallion a bit later on, but I just want to place my order. They have a really great feature that can be a bit hit and miss, but for our voyages work perfectly every time. But using your app, you can order food and drinks to anywhere where you are on board the ship, and they will deliver it to you. So what we thought we'd do, it is currently 11:33. I thought I would order myself a coffee and some water, and we'll see how long it takes to reach my cabin. So I'm going to place my order now and see what happens.
Can you order me I'll have a mimosa, please?
Oh, that's outside my drinks package. No, I can't.
All right, just a wine then, just anything, any alcohol.
No. I was going to say, we have got the Premier package, which for us personally has made the cruise. I do think the Premier package, we came on board this voyage looking to kind of see if the Premier package was worth the value for money, because there's a lot of debate about, is that extra 25 per day worth it? For us, it's made the voyage. We've not been in the main dining room apart from one time. And we've been able to order any cocktail without even thinking about it.
And I will say, if you don't follow Kieran, what's your social media?
Oh,
or
magical
Facebook.
TRVLR.
Yeah, if you don't follow Kieran on social media, go and follow him because this has been a source of entertainment for me, this cruise. And you can tell he's got the Premier package. And I did judge heavily yesterday when I saw what he ate in one day, and including those desserts. You had one of those desserts, didn't
I
you,
did,
Kieran?
yeah. I
And I
have
was
had the
literally
Premier
looking
dessert.
through it, going, "Oh my god, he's at this," and then he's at, "Oh my," and he's at that. And you must have had about 8 meals the other day, or eight food snack items, and none of them. I didn't see one salad.
No, I've had one salad, I think, the entire voyage, to be honest.
I know there's a bit of envy there, but
Was it the O'Malley's meal? Did I post the O'Malley's meal when we went there? Was it a burger, fries? No, I had fish and chips in O'Malley's, so maybe it
no, that
wasn't
was on your
O'Malley's.
bed. That's you had a
Oh, it was
burger in your
room
cabin.
service. That was room service. That was
It's like
between meal snack.
greedy swine having a burger in his cabin.
To be fair, we had just come back from walk in Gibraltar. We had like hiked down all like the Rock of Gibraltar and walked in baking hot sun. And all I was craving was food at that point. So I was like, get me to my room, get me some food.
I mean, you've got if you follow us, then just go on because just purely for the monkey post on Gibraltar, and some of those photos, Kieran, are excellent. They're really really good. But yeah,
Thank you.
there's a lot of food on there. But there's one of that monk. There's obviously the monkey sat on the railings, which looks like when you're talking. But then there's one of just a monkey, just with blue sky, and that's amazing. I mean, I wouldn't have been up there, you know that, but with the monkeys. But yeah,
We booked this itinerary for Gibraltar, so we had like a number of choices we could have picked, and we wanted to either do Sun Princess to try the latest in the Princess fleet, or we wanted to go for a port intensive. Because the one thing I will say in defense of Princess, and I say they do this better than say Royal Caribbean, and possibly Virgin as well, is they do destination better, I think, than some cruise lines because they have so many ships. They go to ports that people don't at times of the
yeah.
year that other cruise lines don't. So that's why this called us basically. We had loads of options of different brands, but we wanted to do Gibraltar. That was one for us. We've never been. I wanted to go to Vigo, Cadiz, and Malaga. They were all ports we've never been
Right.
to, so it was a great itinerary, which is why this one out. Gibraltar for me was the highlight. We were looking forward to it anyway, and I highly recommend everybody if it is on a cruise itinerary and you've ever been interested in Gibraltar, definitely do it. It's an incredible country. The rock is hard work. No matter how you do it, is hard work, but it is incredible. I absolutely loved my time up on the rock in Gibraltar, and the monkeys were amazing. I was obsessed. I was taking photos for hours of every single monkey I saw.
Have I ever told you our story of Gibraltar and what?
No.
I mean, we've literally never been back, but we went and we were on Princess. It was a 2-week med, and the boys were really little, and I needed something for Joe from the chemist. It must have been, I don't know, some pseudocreme or something. And Chris was hangry. And so I'm traipsing around trying to find a chemist. And I found the chemist, left him outside with Jack, who was about 7 or 8, and Joe in a pram. Got what I wanted. And as I come out, a bird must have flown over. Terrible diarrhea.
Oh, I think you've told part of this story, yeah.
And it was all over Chris. And I'm not talking a bit, I'm talking he was covered. And me and the boys were crying with laughter because there are no prisoners in our family. We were crying. And he marched back to his ship and didn't even spoke to us. We have never spoken for Gibraltar again. We've never been.
So between the monkeys and albatross, you're never coming
Yeah,
back to
it's
Gibraltar.
nothing to do with Gibraltar even. It's just a bird. I mean, it probably,
Yeah.
by the size of and the coverage, it could have been a pterodactyl. I don't know. Okay. But yeah. But it's like, we've never talked about it since either. It's just like... But yeah.
And if it comes up on the itinerary, you're like, no, skip it that one, not doing that.
Yeah, we're not going there. Giant birds.
It's a tough one because it doesn't appear on many itineraries, as you say. It's either going to be a long 2-weeker from the UK or it's going to be a repositioning, is typically where you'll find it on a cruise itinerary. So it's not as if it's a regular fixture. A lot of the med voyages won't do it because it's going the wrong direction, basically, from where a lot of the cruises go. So it is a shame because I think it's a fantastic port. I loved it and I'd like to go back again. I do question, now I've done the rock, what else is there to do? But there's beaches. We could have gone out and done a dolphin excursion. Speaking of dolphins, sorry, my ADHD. As we were sailing out and going through the Strait of Gibraltar, The
Mm.
ship's wake, literally, there was dolphins following us in the ship's wake doing jumps all the way
I
through the ship's
remember
wake
that
for
from
a
when we
good
do it.
20 minutes.
It must be one of those areas where you get
It is.
loads. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
apparently they
I
say they
remember it.
pretty much guarantee you can go out and see dolphins on one of the excursions. They said like they're so abundant around the area.
That's where we did the dolphin excursion, was it there? And we got off and walked across, and it was like 10 footsteps to, and we paid for the excursion. It was a fortune. And when we literally walked across the thing and got in, it was like a third of the price.
Yeah,
That was
probably.
there.
Well, we should probably do a whole episode on Gibraltar because there are some tips that I now have. Not that there are any groundbreaking tips, but just how to do the rock, basically. I don't want to give them away in this because I think we could do a whole episode on Gibraltar.
Right.
But it is easier than the cruise lines would like you to think because you can walk to the
Yeah,
cable car. You can also technically hike it. I probably wouldn't because it is a big hike. And you can also get taxis, but the taxi drivers are a little aggressive. So it's just, I'd like to give some tips on them, but I think we should save that for a full on deeper dive
definitely.
into Gibraltar.
So, Princess experience, what was checking in like? Let's start with that.
It was as good as it gets type of thing. I wasn't blown away. It's not the fastest I've had. Virgin and Celebrity, I don't think you even have to think about it. You literally just turn up and you
And
got your
get
seat
on.
pass and you're there type of thing. With Princess, because we're in the UK, they don't ship medallions to the UK. So we should probably backtrack then with about what the medallion is because it is the special technology that Princess have. And it is this little chip basically that you either wear around you as a necklace or they sell very lovely open to debate jewelry that you can also
Mm,
buy on board the ship to put your medallion in. Some people love them, but this is a Bluetooth chip. It is also NFC as well. So it's how you get on and off the ship like a typical cruise card, but it's also how they can track you where you are on the ship. So some people go Big Brother, but all ships do it. They just do it via facial recognition. They do it via Bluetooth
mm,
on board. It unlocks your cabin door for you. So as you approach your cabin door, it'll say, welcome back, Kieran, and your door will open for you. So you don't have to put your key card in, all that type of stuff. This is how they find you when you order with the OceanNow. So if you do kind of ship delivery, this is how they know where you are on the ship. Um, what else? Oh, this is also what you need then to get onto the ship as well, obviously. So in the UK, they don't post them. In the US, they do post them. So we
mm,
had to use the blue lane rather than the green lane. Green lane means basically, yeah, just go on the ship when you're ready. So you go in, get your boarding time. We had to just check in, pick up our medallions, and then we were given access to the departure lounge. What I will say is there was very unclear information because I have elite status with Princess. We can board straight away, no signage anywhere explaining that, like elite guest check in here, or no announcement saying that.
mm.
The guest services manager was very distracted because there was just one person looking after the whole departure lounge. So I do think there was a lack of communication, and I will say I feel like compared to say Royal and Virgin, whereby when you check into your room or when you get on board, there's a lot of information about like this is how you do
Mm.
this, ready to do this, do this. They hold your hand. I do feel like there's a certain assumption by Princess that guests know a lot of this stuff. And I was like, I'd like to see a little bit more signposting of, check-in time happens this way and this is
Mm.
how this works. So it's kind of a little bit vague. However, what I
Right.
will say is I have had 1,001 upsells since I've got on board the ship. So I know how to buy everything on the ship if I wanted to, but certain key information about how dining works and where to book and all that type of stuff is a bit lacking, in my opinion.
It's mad, isn't it? I mean, I go back to this all the time, but I mean, even like when we was on NCL, or everybody could take a leaf out of Royal's book for how to organise people. I really believe that. And I know that after 3 seconds of this podcast, but
Thinking of renaming us to Magically Royal Cruising. That's going to be our new name.
but they do stuff so well. But then Princess, there's a lot Princess do well as well, like the Ocean
Yeah, no.
Medallion's brilliant. And
Yeah, and like it wasn't painful. It really wasn't. I think all it would have taken would have just been a pull-up banner, like literally just
yeah,
said, now boarding elite guests and suite guests type of thing. It's just simple things like that. There was nothing that said to us. There was something that said VIP guest lounge, so you could go sit in a room, but there was nobody there to greet you. So what people were just walking in and out of it. So it's not like anyone was checking you were elite to be able to go into this
no,
lounge, and there was no host there to say, "Oh, welcome back, Mister So and So," or "Welcome back, elite guest." Every other cruise line I've been to, Virgin have Rockstar. You have a special Rockstar entrance. There's signposts everywhere saying Rockstar guest this way,
mm,
VIP check in this way. They have,
yeah.
people there waiting for you. There was one person from Princess in the terminal just guideposting people, but we were on within about 30 minutes. It wasn't painful, it was just a big observation of it's very telling compared to other cruise lines, the lack of signposting. And I know they're not in their home port; they're in Barcelona. It was just very telling.
Barcelona, though, should be easy, shouldn't it? It's the easiest cruise port I've ever gone on.
And like I said, they literally need pull-up banners. That is all they need to have is a pull-up banner that said embarkation this way and, elite guest, elite guest this way. But like I said, I think there is a lot of assumption because Princess Cruises sail frequently and often with Princess. I think there's a lot of just assumptions that they'll find their way and they know what they're doing. So that's my only observation, at least anyway.
Yeah, which is actually interesting, isn't it? Because if you're looking for a new audience, then you've got to service that new audience because, and people forget, and we get it in the group. New cruisers, it's an alien thing. The whole thing is alien. So understanding how that whole process works.
I will say, I do think Princess's pre-cruise comms is a bit lacking compared to others. As in, like, there was no information about formal nights. It just said there was two type of thing, and they may be on sea days, but I had to go hunting for that. There was no information about what terminal we were checking. I knew I had to go to Barcelona Cruise Terminal, and let's be honest, once you get there, you just go, take me to the one with the Sea Witch on it. So it's not hard. None of this stuff is hard. But again, I can imagine if you're a first-time cruiser, these are all little pain points that people go, like, which terminal am I at? I'm trying to order a taxi and I don't know which terminal to go to. We did it. We were like, oh, Terminal C, just take us to Terminal C. We turned out we were on F. So our taxi driver was a little miffed that he had to drive like a little bit further onto it because we booked it to C, not F. Little things like that that don't matter on the grand scheme of things, but they're little areas that could just need a little bit of love.
Yeah.
Did you see my post about our spa tour that I had at the very beginning?
You must just say millionaire. Because honestly, no one sells to me. I mean, that we were on a princess ship when Chris was going to buy a watch. He wanted a Raymondville. Oh no, was it a Raymondville? Oh no, it's a tag. Oh, we were going to buy one of the boys' tags for their birthday. And we thought we'll get it. I can't remember, but it was an expensive watch.
Tag her is
And
on
they-
board, yeah.
And they blanked me in the shop.
Really? Oh, honestly, I've been brought around every upsell possible on this ship. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's because they see elite guest or they see premier customer. I have no idea. They are literally like, come on in, buy more things. We were literally looking for the elevators, right? And I'm still very angry about this situation. You know, like when we did our episode of things you hate about cruising, most of them come from sailing Carnival branded ships type of thing. And Princess is a prime example of it. I literally went and was like, oh, hi there. Like, I knew there was an elevator around that area. So like, oh yeah, no, we're just trying to find our cabin. Just look at the elevator. Oh yeah, sure, sir. He looked at us. He's like, would you like a spa tour? I'm like, no, it's fine. We just want to go to our room just to kind of drop some bits off. Oh, okay, sure. Come this way with me. Right. Took me into the spa. And then literally like,
Oh my goodness.
that's why I posted because I was really annoyed about it because I was like, this is like underhanded upselling type of thing. But then I literally got judged by every single member of the spa team type of thing where she was looking at me, the one woman, she was like, oh yeah, I'll give you the secrets to weight loss because, you know.
That's rude. I'd put that on the survey.
She's like, oh yeah, the other one, she's like, oh yeah, fine lines is something we can work with as well because, you know, when people hit a certain age, they start to show signs. I was literally just like, okay, what's next?
You just,
Then the
I'll jump
fitness
off
guy-
now.
Then the fitness guy was like, oh, you have the Premier package. That means you have unlimited access to the fitness classes. I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. We've booked this cruise for very different reasons than fitness classes. He was like, well, if you are going to eat a lot of food, you know, I could help you get rid of that. So I literally came out and I said to Phil, like, I'm traumatized. Like, I've been told I've got bad hair, bad nails, I've got fine lines, I need to lose weight. And I only wanted the elevator to my room.
Oh my God.
I can see the funny side of it because I know that's what cruise ship spas are like, but I've never had one as aggressive as that. And I will be feeding it back, just saying, like, that is too aggressive. I'm sorry.
But what is my number one rule? Never make eye contact with a spa person.
That's
And
all
you
I
broke
wanted.
it. You broke it. Well, we now know they're dangerous people. Don't ask them anything.
We don't know. We're forward and the ship and the spa is forward. So that is our elevator bank that I now know where it is, which is literally, he took me left. The elevator was the door right. That's all I had to do was go right.
Look aggressive when you're going past.
Don't make eye contact now because they're evil ninjas down there. I am not trusting any of them. They can judge me from afar. They won't see my fine lines from the other side of the elevator bank. Like,
Do you know what though? The awful thing about that, right, is you could have been on a diet for months and felt
yeah.
great, and you could be really self-conscious about
Jeremy.
the way you look, and
Yeah.
and on the first day of your holiday, they've just crushed you.
I just
That's
started a new
not good.
skincare routine as well. I was like, I think my skin looks great.
Is that why you posted the day after my new skincare routine?
My skincare routine's popping off. I'm really happy with it.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God! I mean, the thing is, you're only young. I mean, what would happen if I went on and I'm like in my 50s and starting to show signs of wrinkles? They'd annihilate me. Oh my! Well, they wouldn't, because no one sells to me. But
I do think it's wrong, and it's reasons why I avoid spas on cruise ships, to be honest, because I get it. They've got to make money. They've got targets. They're all third parties, so they've got to make revenue type of thing. But I think there's a way to do it, and I think they would have probably. Me and Phil were open to getting like a massage as well because both of us have got back problems. So we were like open to be sold to, but it was the way it was done was too aggressive. And I can go through, right? So this came through today. Final call, FE 30% off if you buy jewelry. They had this one yesterday. Special offer: Pandora bracelets and fragrance every single day, guaranteed. We've had some sort of leaflet, grand final auction, fine art seminar. Every day there's some sort of leaflet about something to upsell and buy on this ship, which doesn't bother me so much, but I just find there's a fine line and a balance when they're giving you more information about how to spend more money on things that you may not be remotely interested in than actually giving you information on how to enjoy yourself. That's when I get like the balance I think is a bit wrong personally.
yeah, I mean, you do get it on Celebrity Enroll, don't you? Definitely, you get the leaflets every day.
Every brand does it.
But they also give you information.
Princess Patter's good. Like we've talked about Princess Patter before, and I think weren't they the pioneers of something like this? Isn't that what I maybe?
Oh, well, I always remember them doing it. I mean, since the boys were tiny, they always did. But then there's always been the Crown and Anchor as long as I can remember. But then obviously we've only been cruising 20 odd years. So somebody that's cruised longer might remember it before.
What I will say is really good and what I do enjoy, and the Wake TV, which the cruise director does on the TV in the room, they've broken the kind of schedule up and the entertainment on board into 3 different categories. So they've got Vibe, which is kind of like entertainment, basically, quizzes, live music, events, things like that. And it's got a particular like flame icon. So whenever you look in the Princess Pattern now, any events that you're like music events, trivia, things like that, they've all got the little vibe icon. So if you're looking for music, dancing classes, all that type of stuff, that's great. Then you got palette. So that's obviously all the food tasting stuff. So any food tasting classes, wine tasting, that's all got a little fork icon. And then explore, which I will say seems to be shopping more than anything. But like, yeah, it's upsell, I will call Explore from now on because it's free morning mimosas at Effie. Captain's favorites in the fashion and shop. So basically, Explore is shopping. It's not advertised that way, but it is pretty much non-surgical facelifts with the doctor on board. Yeah, okay, that's what's happening. There's a whole stream of activities for these secret upsells. And I'm not knocking it. Some people love it. I'm being very harsh, but this is where when I opened the episode and said it's not how I like to do cruising. Virgin's upsell is very minimal, and it's why I fell in love with them because I'm not getting bombarded the second I leave my room to buy a drinks package, buy a dining package. This is another rant. Sorry, I've started now, and I said I wouldn't do this during the beginning, but I'm off. It's a friendly space. It's a lovely space, but obviously we took out the Premier package, so we have unlimited specialty dining. Turns out, however, there is premium dining above the premium dining level as well. So there's an upsell to the upsell specialty dining. So Sabatini's, for example, is $55 per night. Incredible meal. One of the best specialities I've ever had at sea. I love specialty on Princess. But they also close the restaurant one night and they have a special Sabatini's night, which is $100 per person, which has a special menu you can only get on that night and a wine pairing session with it. And I was like, so the speciality has an upcharge to make speciality more special. But then they do another one. There's Crab Shack as well, which is another one.
Royal Caribbean do Taste of Royal, don't they? And they do the chef's table. So I suppose that's similar to that.
But are they closing one of the specialty restaurants to host that in there, or is that in one of the restaurants?
No, they tend to have. I think the chef's table is always in the bigger ships. It's in the coastal kitchen. So no, they don't. And then the Taste of Royal, I don't know where that is, in the main restaurant, I think, in the circly bit. So no, they don't.
And that's the thing. And like we were literally having breakfast one morning, sat there as we finally managed to forage to find a table, and this one of the girls is coming around, going like, "Would you like to take any of the specialty dining options?" Like, no, no, we've got the package. No, no, this is different specialty. But I'm literally mid mouthful of my cereal as she's coming to me to sell me more specialty dining. It was just like, no, not for me, thanks.
Yeah, it sounds very aggressive, the upsell, I have to say.
And that's why I think I want to talk about it. I never normally like to rant about anything. And I'm happy to be upsold too, because I understand that's the business model at the end of the day. Like, it's part of being on a cruise.
Mm.
And this is how you learn about these things. But I do feel the balance is too far the other way. There's more upsell than there is ways to just sit back and enjoy yourself type of thing is my personal feeling at the moment. So I'm going to feed it back definitely to Princess. Not that they'll listen, but
So, what about your cabin?
sorry, yes. So we are in a balcony cabin. Weirdly, we were assigned an accessible cabin. And a bit of a bonus for us is massive. So we've got a really big
Mm,
cabin because obviously it's accessible. We were on guaranteed balcony, so we didn't choose it. We didn't take an accessible space in case anybody wants to come for me for that one. We were allocated it literally about a week before the cruise.
mm.
But it's one of the few cabins that was actually renovated during dry dock even, sorry. So none of the furniture is different, the wardrobe units, things like that, but it's had all new carpet put in and it's had a whole new bathroom put in. So this room is actually a very good example of that difference between the new Princess and old Princess, because all the
Right.
furniture is dark woods and all that natural wood effect stuff. But the bathroom is all very much Sky Princess. It's all marble, white, clear. Oh, there we go. That's my drinks order. 1 second, I'll be back. There we go. That wasn't too bad. That was 30 minutes.
Well, that's not bad, is it?
And I will say, in defense, like I've moaned quite a lot, but what Princess do very well, OceanNow does work incredibly well. When it first launched, it was a bit ropey, but we've had no issues with it whatsoever. I do think the menu's been scaled back a little bit. There's a lot less on it than there was when they first launched
Mm.
it, food wise. But it's a great service. It's ultimately room service, but you can get it delivered to anywhere on the ship. We just use it in our room more than anywhere.
Can you get alcoholic drinks on it?
Yeah, you can order alcoholic drinks. It's obviously very limited. You can either have spirits in a mixer or you can have pre-mixed cocktails. It depends. The way it works now, ultimately, for back in the day, Ocean Now used to be included for everyone. So regardless of which category you booked
Mm.
or what package you booked, everyone had Ocean Now. They've now changed that, and you don't get Ocean Now as standard. You can pay a one-time fee of, I think it's $15 if you're on cruise only fare, and then you can unlock Ocean Now. Or if you book Princess Plus or Premier, Ocean Now is then included. So apparently 80% of customers book Princess Plus, and I think everyone I'm speaking to has got one of the two packages, Princess Plus or Princess Premier. So everyone gets it basically, but they now charge you for it.
So you've got Premier.
Yes, we got Premier. We decided to try it because the difference now, and this has changed, and I did make a joke to a colleague of mine. She was like, when did that change? Because Princess Premier is now unlimited drinks,
Right.
whereas it used to be 15 drinks maximum. What they've now done is they've now changed it again. So we now get unlimited casual dining. And
Right.
again, this is a change that is in some regards negative. Alfredo's pizza used to be included for everyone for free. Alfredo's has now gone to casual speciality dining. So everyone
Right.
has to pay for it. If you book Princess Plus, you get two casual dining credits, basically, is the best way to look at it. So you can go to Alfredo's Ocean Terrace and do the prefix menu, or you can go to O'Malley's on this particular ship, at least anyway, the Irish bar, twice on your voyage, regardless of length. You get two credits for that. You don't get any specialty dining anymore in Plus, whereas before you had unlimited casual and two specialty. That's now
Yeah.
changed. You get no specialty in Plus and two casual. But Premier, which for £25 per person per day is a lot of money, but it's drinks up to $20 rather than $15. It is completely unlimited now, so you're not hindered by the 15 drink maximum limit anymore on Premier. You can have as many drinks as you want per day. Drinks up to $20, sorry, and it includes unlimited casual dining and unlimited specialty dining. So we have never once touched the main dining room.
And how much, sorry, is that per person per day?
An extra 25. So in total, from cruise only, is £75 per person per day.
Which actually, when you work out, if you get the Royal Caribbean drinks package and specialty dining package separately on offer, 40% off, 30% off, it's about the same.
So Princess Premier includes a lot though. So it does include the premium desserts, as you mentioned, which I did. I felt like I had to for the gram at least try one. And I did try the most subtle, I will
Right.
say, of all of them, because it literally just had brownie and ice cream in it, type of thing, whereas others have got lollipops hanging out of them and all sorts. Um, I do think it's padding is the word I've used for it, basically, those premium desserts, because they are ultimately sundaes. But it's a nice extra to have to treat yourself one day or two type of thing. But I've seen a lot of people eating them. You get fitness classes. So if you're somebody who likes spin classes or all that type of stuff, your fitness classes are included. I couldn't even tell you where the fitness lab is. The Wi-Fi is included, gratuities included. As I say, unlimited casual, unlimited speciality, and technically unlimited drinks up to 20. You then get like 20% discount on wine, bottles, and all that type of stuff if you want to go into that territory as well. So it is a big jump, but I think for us, the type of cruisers we are, it is a no-brainer for us to go to Premier from moving
Yeah.
forward.
By the time we've bought specialty dining, which we always, and we don't get unlimited when you get 3 nights, Wi-Fi, it's cost us that anyway. So actually, that is a good deal.
Yeah,
That is a
yeah,
good deal, and
definitely.
that's. I'd like to try one of the new ships.
And there's more speciality as well on board, like Sun Princess and Star Princess. There's a lot more options as well, so you could dine even more. Some people complain that they struggle. So I was speaking to Laura, Cruise Lifestyle Laura, about it this week as well. She said in her Facebook group, a lot of people are complaining that they can't make reservations for speciality when they use the Premier package. So for a lot of them, they can't get in. And we did try to go to the catch last night as a walk up, and she was like, "We're fully booked. It's impossible." No, we've been lucky, and we've been able to book 6 out of 8 nights in specialty dining. So we've had very few issues, type of thing, getting into them. And
Mm.
2 of those we've made whilst on board the ship. I don't know if that's luck, if that's because the nature of this itinerary has a lot of back-to-backers. So they may not be doing as much speciality if they've been on board the ship already for 10
Mm.
nights before, and they're going to be on for another, I think it's 18 nights, I think, or maybe 15 the next itinerary after
Right.
this. So they're doing the full 3 legs together, basically, from, I think it was Rome right the way through to Boston in the US.
Right.
So I don't know if that's played a factor into it. Of they just like, well, I don't want to do speciality every single night. So there was more availability. I couldn't tell you, but we've had no issues.
So, oh no, because not everybody. If you're just on the Premier, then you'd go to the main dining room anyway, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, you can just still do main dining room. It's just you can if you want to have unlimited speciality as well.
It's actually a good point to mention Laura's group because there is one really horrible princess group. But Laura and Craig have a lovely princess group, and it's Princess Cruise Food. Is it
Yeah, I think
food?
it's a food
Let me
blood.
find the name of it. But it's a really good and super friendly group, and anyone that bullies or says horrible things, they're just out. They're gone.
And I think it's worth being in as well because Princess's information, as I've mentioned, is quite difficult up front. Normally, I'm a bit of a like, be careful with Facebook groups, but I've learned so much from Facebook groups as a travel agent about
Mm.
Princess because Princess themselves don't tend to release stuff and things change so quickly with Princess and they don't communicate it. Like when this ship was put through dry dock, it was in all the Facebook groups before it was on the Princess website. So I learned about like the changes and what restaurants this ship would have via social groups rather than by Princess's website. Even the Princess app didn't update as quick as the Facebook groups did.
Princess Cruises, dining, food, and drinks, and it is a very nice group.
She's coming on actually on Friday when we get off. She's coming on for the day. She's having a ship tour the day we get off.
Oh,
So
is she?
we're hoping we're going to get a chance to see her. But you know what they're like. They try to get us all off before they let other people on, don't they? So
Yeah, yeah. Well, that'd be nice.
I will say that's what's worked really well for us anyway, because we've done whenever we can't get into speciality, we've then either done casual dining. So we went to Ocean Terrace last night, the sushi restaurant, and we used our prefix as part of our package. And then we added on a few other bits of sushi for like, I think we spent $20 in the sushi restaurant last night to get extra bits of sushi to make it
Mm.
like into a full meal for the evening instead. So you have that option as well. Alfredo's is now a multi-course meal rather than just being a pizzeria as well. So you can have like a starter, a main, and a dessert if you wanted to. So you could also do casual dining for a casual evening meal if you wanted to as well. O'Malley's, the meal is great. Like I loved my fish and chips I had in the Irish bar on board. We've been doing it for like some lunches where we've wanted to kind of avoid the buffet because the buffet's a little hit and miss.
So, what about gluten free?
Yes. What about gluten free? Phil has had an up and down journey with gluten free. Speciality, again, this is why we tend to book speciality because they tend to make everything fresh. as you order. So he's been able to kind of get things adapted. They've been very good in that regards. So any specialty restaurant, they've always been a bit like, yeah, yeah, no worries, we'll do this. We could do that. Oh, you can't have that, but we'll take that off type of thing. So speciality, not a problem. I think he's at very well in speciality. It's the buffet where he's really struggled. He's had a very bad time with the buffet type of thing, and it's made him quite a grumpy person in the mornings.
That's really surprising because usually the buffet and there's usually, well, I'm going to say it, I'm Royal Caribbean, but that's my experience. So since I've been gluten free, and actually on NCL as well, there was always a man, a waiter coming out, not a waiter, like an area
Yeah.
manager, coming out and say, right, and they used to know my name, like morning Sarah, right, or afternoon Sarah, what would you like, right? And they showed me the options. They were and celebrity actually, very good at that.
Yeah. I will say, from my perspective as a non-gluten sufferer, this has been my least favorite buffet of any cruise ship I've ever been on. I dread breakfast, and dread's the wrong word. It sounds like I'm being dramatic. I am, but it's just not fun. It's not a fun experience. It's not big enough, in my opinion, for the number of people trying to use it. It's very badly laid out. Um, the food hasn't been the most exciting. It's been very repetitive. I just don't get excited to go to the buffet for food.
Can't you go to the main dining?
We've never made it. Again, right? They're always closed. So main dining breakfast is closed at 9 a.m.
Oh,
We're still in bed at 9 o'clock in the morning. So we don't
yeah,
go to the main
yeah.
dining room. And
No,
then
I like
lunchtime, I
it when it's 11.
couldn't even think where it was. I don't know what the hours are for lunch.
You know that we always do room service for breakfast. I mean, we'll go on a sea day, we'll do main dining and go for brunch. But the rest of the time we are definitely in the cabin, on the balcony, breakfast people. I can't bear, and it's on any ship, that morning buffet vibe. It just makes me angry. So I'd rather be in the cabin.
You know what? It really bothers me. I'm usually quite happy to plod along, make a meal out of it, but for some reason, this sailing, I think it's a mixture of. There's a lot of, and I done a post today on Facebook, didn't I? There's a lot of chair hogging and a lot of sun lounger hogging happening on this ship type of thing. So breakfast, people are doing it, and I think I don't know if I've mentioned in this episode yet, but this morning somebody was holding a breakfast table with a donut.
Mm.
So they went and picked up a donut, put it on a table, and then walked off to go amble around to find their breakfast. So by the time you found somewhere and put your meal together, your food's cold. And it's everything I hate about buffets when it's like that, whereby people are selfishly like putting their e-readers down, and they're putting a cup of coffee down to hold the table, and then they're going off and finding their stuff and ambling about. So I think I wandered for a good 10 minutes this morning to find a seat, until eventually I just had a tantrum, walked out the back because I knew there'd be spaces at the back type of thing, which I normally like, but I wanted to be where the food was so I could keep coming back and forth to kind of get extra bits and pieces. But it's a bit like the Hunger Games, to be honest, the buffet on board this ship. But breakfast, at least anyway, we've not been there for lunch, but mornings haven't been the the nicest experience. So then Phil having to then navigate all that, people are pushing past you because it's quite like close together as well, and it's not relaxing, and it's not a nice experience to start your day.
Try buffet. Try room service tomorrow. You won't
Well, we're
regret
getting
it. You'll
off
never go
tomorrow.
back. Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Because why did you do room service? You never go back. It's like coffee on your
nah.
balcony, and well, it's lovely. Really
I know
relaxing.
we did say we were going to do it. I don't know why we haven't. I think we've just been kind of, I don't know. We've had a lot of port days. Like we've had three. This is our third sea day today. Our last day on the ship. Um, so obviously we had the very first day was the sea day, and I always say you can never judge a ship by the first full day, because the first full day nobody's got a clue what they're doing, and everyone's like headless chickens running around. So I didn't judge it. Then we went into three sea days in a row. So we were going and getting a coffee and a pastry and getting off the ship, or getting like something in port. So we haven't really had much chance to use it. Today's the first day really where it's a bone of contention, because it's the last day and it's a full sea day.
Do you know what? Of all, we've been doing this for 2 years, and this is the most negative.
It sounds it, doesn't it? And I did say at the beginning, like, I don't want to sound negative about it, but
I mean, you can cut this out, but it's like I just feel like I don't know. I think they've got a lot to improve by the sounds of it.
I feel so. And I've been trying to work out where I would position Princess in the market type of thing. I will publicly state I don't think Princess is for me personally anymore. And I don't want to put that off anybody who is thinking of sailing Princess or has booked with me to sail Princess, because Princess is still a fantastic line. It is still a fantastic line. I'm not saying they're bad, right? They're not. It's not that I wouldn't recommend Princess to anybody, right? But me personally, for how I like to spend my time on holiday, I'm willing to pay a little bit more than what Princess charge for brands like Virgin and Celebrity, where there's more space per guest. So the buffet isn't as busy, it isn't as heaving
Mm.
type of thing, whereby the dining rooms are a bit more relaxed and a bit more casual. The ships are a little bit more contemporary designed as well. I think it's turned into this has reinforced for me the reason why I love certain brands more than others. And it's just this podcast is where I kind of talk more personally than purely as a travel agent. I have to play that fine line
Mm.
between giving advice to people who maybe are looking to me for advice as a travel agent versus actually this is where I kind of just chat about what I love about cruise.
And do you know what? Being biased is okay. It's fine because we're sharing what we like. It's. I'm not going to apologise for liking one brand over another. And Princess was my first love. I loved it. We sailed on a few times, but then I discovered a brand that suited my family more.
And we said like I would come back to Princess, but I think it would be for the itinerary. And I know I would have a nice time. And I think what I've said to people is not that I'm having a bad time. It sounds like I am. I'm not. I'm having a lovely time. I'm really relaxed and, I'm enjoying coffee and we're having a nice breakfast and love being at sea, seeing dolphins, sailing the Strait of Gibraltar, all that stuff. These are why we love cruising, if you get me. It is a good cruise. Just Virgin Voyages nightlife for me is a lot better. A lot better. I like the galley. So
Mm.
the fact that I don't have to fight to get a meal type of thing. I sit at a table and somebody comes and waits on me type of thing. I love that level of service, which is what Virgin offers me. I'm willing to pay a little bit more because Princess isn't the most expensive cruise line for a premium cruise line. That's the one thing I will casually say. For value
Mm.
for money, right? I will not knock Princess. When you look at what you pay for your cruise fare, the drinks package, Wi-Fi gratuity, specialty dining, you will not get this package
No,
on any other
it's
premium
that's
cruise line.
it is really cheap. We pay a lot more for that and we have all the extras, as you know, as you do. But for me, that's a necessity because I don't want to go in the dining room every night, and I need enough Wi-Fi, and I like cocktails, so there is a necessity. But so that is good value.
100%. And I will always recommend it. If you want to be, a little bit above MSC, you want to be above P&O type of thing, you want that slightly more elevated dining experience where the speciality is outstanding. I cannot stress every meal we've had in casual dining, Alfredo's, Ocean Terrace, the speciality dining in Crown Grill, Sabatini, it's been incredible. Some of the best food I've ever had at sea. So I will not knock the value for money you get, that kind of thing. It's just the way the nightlife happens on board the ship doesn't appeal to me personally. And the buffet, those two things are the only things I've got, and the upsell, but those two things are the key things that I don't enjoy on this ship type of thing. And other brands do those things better. And they're bigger parts of what I enjoy on a cruise.
Is there no disco then? Because I used to have a disco.
Disco's in the Piazza. There is no kind of like
Oh,
nightclub on board.
right. Because on Grand, it used to be like right at the back, and you'd go up
Yeah.
on I can't even describe it,
It's
like a
the elevator.
travelator.
It's a weird design of that class of ship, isn't it? You've got like a travel
Yeah,
escalator, a travelator
yeah,
into the tail at the back of the ship. It was a bit of a unique, like, and when you look at it from the outside, you're like, it's a spaceship.
yeah. It was brilliant. It was. I mean, we only went for the kids' disco, and then we'd leave. but yeah, it was good.
We realized what it is basically. So Vista Lounge on this ship on Sky Princess is an actual nightclub. So they do have the live music, the band plays in that bar, but it is a bar. They have a bar counter in there. This ship has the same venue, but no bar in that venue. And I think that's why they're not using Vista Lounge for kind of, silent discos, the live bands and things like that. So they're doing it in the Piazza, which I get the concept. It's 3 stories. The piazza is the heart of the ship, but it's also where like the specialty dining is. So it's where the catches, by Rudy Soderman, sorry. Beautiful restaurant, amazing seafood type of thing, but that's in the piazza. So you can have a live band and it's very loud constantly. So you could be trying to enjoy your meal and having a chat with your partner type of thing, and you could just hear whatever's happening in the piazza. The one time we were in there, they were doing a dance contest, which I watched and I got really invested in this show type of thing. But I was like, but this isn't really like a dinner show. Like it's this surreal thing of
Mm,
you're having this lovely meal and you're watching over and watching this like dancing contest with the crew and the guests. And the show itself was really good. But I was like, I don't really want to be in like a nice, relaxed meal and constantly
yeah,
hearing like the cruise director and the entertainment cast, like, now we've got so and so coming on. Tell us where you're from. It was
yeah.
great by themselves, but together on top of each other, I was a bit like,
No, I wouldn't like that.
not sure
And
about this.
and I think that's the thing of cruising's changed so much, and the ships have got so much bigger. And then some brands And obviously, I haven't been on a princess ship since lockdown. But then they've got the new ships out, and I don't know what they're like. But I think they've split areas up. But I think modern cruising with big ships and more people need separate, split up areas
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
make it like more like an entertainment venue, rather if it's all in the same place. I just think, and I found this on Celebrity actually, and I loved that ship. But that piazza to me was distracting. Yeah, and again, having a meal and all that going on, I, I want separation. And I think that's something that I like about modern cruising
Do you
and
get what I mean?
how it's evolved.
That is what I have felt the most on this ship. I have felt that the piazza is too loud and trying to do too much personally.
Mm.
Now, if Vista was actually a lounge and a night lounge and they had a bar in there and you could go get a drink and watch a live band, it may take the pressure off the piazza. Because we were sat in Good Spirits and we love Good Spirits. Oh my God, Good Spirits is my favorite bar at sea. Generally, the crew in that bar are incredible. They've been making us custom cocktails. They when they learned we were on the Premier package, they were like, oh, great, we got you sorted. And before our drinks finish, they've got the next one lined up and they're getting us to try different spirits. They're making us different like cocktail.
Mm.
Honestly, we were cocktail, not snobs. I was going to say an inappropriate word that I use all the time. We love cocktails, me and Phil. We're very, very big fans of cocktails. So that lounge sings to us. When the Irish bar across the piazza is playing the Irish band, it's lovely because you can hear the bit of the Irish music. It's a bit of atmosphere type of thing, but it's not too loud. But then when that finishes and then they bring on the house band, they're full blast in the piazza, and I can't then hear the conversation with the Good Spirits team. And it's like, it just needs to be a little bit like background ambience, not the entertainment. I don't know if that's the problem for this ship because of the way they don't have that other lounge to put that stuff in.
So, what do you love about the ship? Is there like what are your high points?
What again? Food has been a high point, and the drinks package has been great. We're going to try tonight to see. One thing I do love is like movies under the stars. I think is a really great concept. So
Yeah.
tonight they're showing Wicked. So pending the weather and the wind, we may then tonight watch Wicked under the stars type of thing on the pool deck, which I think is just lovely. There's something really nice and romantic about kind of just sitting under the
Mm.
stars watching a movie. That's great. The service in general has been really good. Our cabin host is lovely. OceanNow has been great. You know, we don't wait too long for drinks. There are pressure points like there are on all ships. Breakfast, trying to get a coffee can be a bit of a fight. But in general, the service has been great. Crew are lovely and friendly. They can't seem to do enough for you. And if you got any feedback or issues, they seem to be very responsive in sorting it out for you. And what I will say as well, what Princess do really well is they do casual cruising very well.
Mm.
So like I said, they are more rooted in kind of cruise tradition, but I think the fact that you can go into the main dining room in a casual outfit, you don't have to dress up every evening
Yeah.
if you wanted to. So you can still get that traditional cruise like pageantry. Oh, photo lab as well, right? Oh my God. The photos have been a highlight for me. Again, they're included in our Premier package. And we've joked about cheesy cruise photos. It's become one of my passion projects now is to go to every photographer possible and get the cheesy cruise photos because I love them. I'm obsessed.
That is brilliant. Don and Darren like getting them. They'll do the in front of the dodgy staircase, but
I am
I like the white
converted.
background. We did it on Halloween. Yeah, we did it on Halloween. We'll probably do it. I can't wait. I cannot wait this year for our Halloween for our costumes. I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
I'm totally converted to cruise ship photos, honestly. The photographers on board this ship are brilliant, right? They're so good at teaching you little poses. And when you're doing them, you're like, this is going to be naff. This is going to be so corny. I've loved every picture. And I'm like, it's not us. We would never pose in that way. But the pictures have all come out lovely for really uncomfortable
Oh,
reasons. Like, I'm like, we would never hold each other in that way in a photo, but the pictures look lush. Like, I really love them.
oh, that's
So I've
brilliant.
really enjoyed that, and the fact that that's included, like we get the downloads anyway. And I think we get two prints for free. But I've really enjoyed that. It's actually been quite nice to have those photos because really rarely do we get nice photos taken of ourselves. So I've generally loved that, and the crew, like I said, the one guy, bless him, was a little bit like, how do you two want to pose then? Are you... He's like, are you a couple? You're like, yeah, we're a couple. Oh, okay, that's fine then. I didn't know how to ask. So cute.
Yeah.
So, like, it's been great. Like, I've had a really lovely time. I needed this cruise as well, and I think I've enjoyed being on a cruise ship whereby it's not constant. I think that's the one thing I talked about Arkham is quite loud in the Piazza, but you can go to other venues if you wanted to. Like there's the piano bar down by Crown Grill. There is nightlife entertainment. There's like a comedian some nights in the Vista Lounge. There's shows all the time. The theatre shows have been really good as well, actually. We've seen two out of three. There's a third one tonight to see. The house production shows, the quality of their production's been fantastic, type of thing. I've not seen guest acts. I really do bother seeing guest acts on ships, to be honest. Some people love them. I've just never had a good run with them on any brand. But their house production shows have been incredible, incredible production, sound design, lighting design, everything. Like I think Princess are the shows are a bit more traditional than I'd say Royal. So I think Royal kind of takes the edges a little bit on being a little bit
Mm,
more contemporary. But the quality is up there. If you get me, the singers they
brilliant.
get in, the dancers, the production and everything. So I do enjoy looking for the production shows and going to see them type of thing. And we've got the last one tonight, which everyone says is their favourite. The people who've been on for the last week or two.
I'm actually looking forward to going on Odyssey and seeing, because last time I was with Chris and the boys, who are the anti-show. Um,
Yeah,
but my friend's going on, and I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the shows actually, because I
yeah.
don't often get to see them.
I love a production show because you can judge a vibe of a ship by the production
Mm,
shows. And I know that
mm,
sounds really weird, but like, you know, Virgins are really wacky, they're crazy, there's things happening all over the place, they're very contemporary, they're very intimate, very sexy. And I'm like, that sums up the Virgin experience. These are very well produced, very traditional kind of jukebox cabaret style shows, but they're done immaculately. And I think that kind of sums up Princess, if you get me. You're not going to get anything groundbreaking. You're not going to get kind of slides hanging off here. You're not going to get the magic carpet like you get on Celebrity. They're not going to go all out singing and dancing with crazy features, which is what I'm attracted to, which is why those other brands appeal to me more personally. But what they do incredibly well. The food service is incredible. Cocktail service is incredible. The kind of spa is lovely, if you get me. It's not my cup of tea, but the spa is great. The fitness class, they've got state of the art equipment and they're doing Zumba classes. And people who've gone, I've overheard them say they've loved the classes. You know, everything they do incredibly well. So I won't say anything like I wouldn't say don't sail it. It's been a bad experience. That's not what this is. Princess do what they do incredibly well.
Do you know though, it's funny because on TikTok the other day, have you seen my cruising is boring TikTok? It's to that you're crazy music. So one bloke commented and said, what did he say? A follower, and he said this could put people off, or not, and he weren't being horrible. He was just saying not all cruises are like this, because it was like the merry-go-round and the slides
Yes. Oh, I'm with you.
and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And I said, no, you are right, but this is what I like about cruising. So that is like, and as I say, there was no aggression in it. He was just saying this isn't for
Yeah.
everybody, and
Yeah.
he and there is a massive, I think cruising split 50-50 down the middle of people that want the rah in your face, which we are
Yes.
those people because we're
Definitely.
loud and rah, and then there's the people that just want the understated luxury and or understated premium,
Yes.
I'd say,
Yeah,
and
totally.
that's the Princess customer, and it's a brilliant product. It's just that we
For the
want
right
in your
person.
face rah.
Totally, 100%. And I think that's where I've been struggling to kind of how to get this across to kind of not sound like I'm disappointed. I'm not disappointed. Like I've just said, it's not for me, if you get what I mean. And that's why I came on was to learn that and to learn better who to recommend this to. So I'm not disappointed to have come on. One thing I will say that I've actually really loved as well is seeing families on board and seeing families enjoy this ship because I had my perceptions about Princess and how they handle families and what it's like to come on board with a family. But the kids have been loving their time on board, and the crew interact with the kids brilliantly. You know, when we were in Good Spirits. Now, Good Spirits is the hard cocktail lounge, right? But the kids are also queuing up to get mocktails done, and the cocktails waiters are treating the kids the same way they're treating the adults with the same excitement about building like a Virgin Shirley Temple. And like
Mm.
Pamela, the waitress, was like playing, like not playing, but like teasing the kid a little bit about like, oh yeah, I'll give you a little bit this time round type of thing. Yeah, I got an extra little shot for you, and she was putting the cherries on top of it. And that kid felt like that was a really special moment that he was getting like an
Oh,
adult drink, if you get what I mean.
yeah.
And I was like, I love that they can do that with the kids. The kids feel
Mm.
like they're not being kids, they're not being talked down to, I guess is what I'm trying to get
Yeah.
to. You know, they've
Yeah.
loved the pool. If you can find a kid that's not in the pool at any time type of thing, it's
Mm.
they've loved that. They've got board games everywhere for the kids to play. I've seen families playing board games everywhere on the ship, playing card games, you know, kids, families spending time together, which I underestimated how many families would enjoy a ship like this just to spend time together. But again, it goes back to that whole the food's really good, the dining's really good, the experience and the service is really good. So people have that time to just spend time together, which I
Yeah.
think that's been really lovely to see.
And I mean, obviously, you know that was my motivation for cruising, was to spend time together. And I used to only allow them certain slots in the kids' club because I wanted to go on a holiday for us to do stuff together. And we loved Princess when the boys were younger. We did all sorts, and they loved it. They've got some amazing memories of it. So it is a good brand for families. It just hasn't got all the slides and bumper cars and all that stuff. But not all families want that.
No, totally. I think as we've talked about, you've got friends who that stuff would overwhelm their kids and
Yeah.
they'd be like, oh my God, I can't cope. And they
Mm.
would be intimidated and overwhelmed by it. I'm quite the opposite. I'm like, shiny thing. Come here, the new shiny
Yeah.
thing. Oh my God, I love
Yeah.
it, type of
Give
thing.
me
And
the stuff.
I love like a proper nightclub, if you get what I mean. Like, I
Mm,
love it when you're in the nightclub and it is the nightclub. And there's a different vibe between being in a room where they're playing loud music versus being in
mm.
a nightclub where people are dancing and drinking
Yeah.
socially and chatting. You have nightclub chat, and it's a very different type of chat. That's what we've missed, and that's what we get on Virgin. We get that on Royal. To some extent, we get it on Celebrity if the sailing's right. I've missed that, and I don't think this ship, at least anyway, offers that. Sky
Right.
Princess did because the Vista Lounge offered that because
Yeah.
it was like they had the live bar, they had the live music or DJ or whatever, and it was in a lounge. It was dimly lit, and you get that crap people chat about when they're drunk type of thing, chatting rubbish. I've missed that on this ship because there's nowhere to do that really. Everyone's in the same space, and the kids are there at the same time as the adults, the same time as like everyone's dining, and
Mm,
Effie are doing their charity their diamond
mm.
raffle in the top. It's weird. It's not my vibe type of thing, but other people seem to be loving milling from space to space to venue to venue. So, guys, I probably have talked you out of ever sailing Princess Cruises ever again, but I think for me the key takeaway is Princess isn't a bad product. Like I've had a lovely time, and I will do Princess again. We have said we will do Princess again, but we're probably not going to do it for a couple of years. And if we do, we're probably going to do Sun or Star Princess because I think that ship being a little bit more contemporary leaning and being a bit more modern is probably more the style of Princess I think we actually like. So it's just this particular ship, I think, just doesn't cater to what we enjoy personally. But if you are somebody who likes that, as you've said, I think you've summed it up perfectly. If you want that kind of refined, premium, casual experience, then Princess is perfect. And itineraries, I cannot stress enough. Princess win hands down majority time because of the range of itineraries. If you want longer voyages,
Mm.
that's what they shine at. 19, 21, 30, 38 days, world cruises, mini world cruises more than Royal will do anyway. Princess will have those itineraries. So if you're somebody who loves
Mm.
ports, which again, mustn't forget, I've been to some incredible ports and I've loved every port I've been to. That's been a big part of this cruise. Um, so it is a big picture piece if you game, and I'm sure over the coming months as we talk more about this cruise in retrospect as well, little elements will come out more and more as well. But if you are interested, sorry, that's a long-winded, waffly way of saying that. If you are interested in sailing with Princess, or you want to just have more of a chat about could Princess possibly work for you, then I would definitely love to have a chat to you as well. You can find me online under magical-trv. No, that's my Instagram. My website, sorry, is magical-traveler.com, and my social media is magicaltrvlr. But then, Sarah, I know obviously you've got a lot of content from your time sailing with Princess as well, and obviously you've got a lot of other cruise content, port content. Where can the guys find your stuff?
So you can find us at cruisingkids.co.uk, and for YouTube videos, well, we're on TikTok, which is Sarah and Donna, Cruising Kids, or might be just Donna and Sarah. You'll find us if you put those names in. And then on YouTube, we're on Mini Travellers, where it's all family travel.
Other than that, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.
Bye.